Hello, my name is Ken Masson. I'm the founding president of the Rotary Club of World Disability Advocacy. And recently I found out about this really interesting program that's being run for schools, after school program, which in the club itself is very into inclusive education. And so that's important to us, and after school events are an extension of that inclusive education. So I'm going to introduce you to Donna. Donna, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm excited to be here today. My name is Donna Guerin, and I'm the founder of Global Lighthouse Studios. We connect teachers and students all over the world through the lens of music and the arts. And I started Global Lighthouse Studios back in June of 2021. I've been in global education since 2015, and I work with students of all ages, kindergarten through 12th grade. And I'm just excited to be here to tell you about some of the exciting initiatives we have coming up this school year. First and foremost is our GLS Changemakers Club.
Oh, okay, good. Uh, let's before we get into that, let's talk about what is the Global Lighthouse Studios.
So we started out with only about 3 schools, and now we have about 150 schools around the world in about 81 countries, and still growing. And what we do is we offer not only free programming that we do on a global basis, but we also offer exclusive programming for schools that we design for them that go with their school culture and their communities. And but the global initiatives that I offer, I usually offer at least 2 a year, but most of the time I offer more than that. And those are ways that students can get involved and through their schools, and they can join the initiative, and it's a global presence. So, for example, last year in the fall, I offered a program called Through My Window, which was a podcasting unit that we did. It was a semester long, and it was basically just asking students to participate and tell us a little about where they live, their community. What do they see when they look through their window? Some of them did video podcasting. Some of them did audio podcasting. Some of them just did filmmaking, where they just had a voiceover and they were just filming. But it's very open, and it's open for everyone. That's why I love arts and music. I've been in education. I'm entering my 29th year in the classroom. And the reason why I love arts and music is because arts and music is for everyone. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what language you speak. It doesn't matter if you have a disability, or it doesn't matter where you're from, or what your background is. Arts and music is for everyone.
I've seen some of your work; it's just wonderful. And your clients are schools, basically.
Yes, schools and community groups as well. We
Okay.
partner with local community groups. We partner with, we're open to partnering with any groups that are Rotary groups that run communities, community organizations or things like that in and around all over the world. For after school groups, and for I've even done some homeschool opportunities for people that are homeschooling. They can also participate. So it's open to everyone, because most of the work I do is online, and it's also asynchronous. So in other words, if a school wants to participate, but they have to run their program during their day, which is not my day, they can still participate.
Okay. And do you charge for your services?
Not for, it depends on the programming. Some of my programming I do charge for, but some of it is open and free and inclusive. I also do a lot of grant writing, so I have lots of grants that I've written in the last like 3 to 4 months that I'm waiting on, and so that provides me the opportunity to offer some of the programming to schools that can't participate due to money constraints.
Nice. Okay, so now what we want to talk about here today is the Changemaker Club. Can you explain what that is?
Yes. So I thought about this, having this after school club, and I'm calling it the GLS Changemakers Club. And so basically, it's the framework is the Sustainable Development Goals. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that, those are 17 global goals that were put out by the United Nations back in 2015. And they are 17 global goals that apply to everyone. Things like no poverty and zero hunger and clean water. And so that's my loose framework to give students somewhere to begin. But basically, it's a club that needs a sponsor, so it needs to have an adult sponsor that's running it, and it's for middle and high school students, and it's open to everyone, and it's free. And what they would do is, as a club, they would decide on something they'd like to focus on. And then they would come up with some type of service learning component or some type of artwork or something that they could do to help make a difference. So, for example, I did this in my own classroom several years ago, and one group of students they did helping the homeless. So what they did was they went out and they had a fundraising event, and they raised some money to be able to collect money to provide bags for the homeless. So they went out and they raised funds. They went to the store. They bought all the elements of things that they think that people that are living on the streets might need. So, for example, socks and toothbrushes and things like that. They bagged them all up into little bags, and then they partnered with the local fire department and had the fire department distribute them to the homeless population. So that was just an example,
Nice.
but that's something that they were passionate about. That was something that they were all interested in, and it gives the club or the group or the after school activity something to focus on. So I'm not. I don't know what the needs are in your own community, so I'm not going to tell the students we're all going to work on this. I can give them ideas and suggestions, but it's really coming from the students, because if they're passionate about it and it's something that they're all interested in, then it's something that they'll want to succeed and make a difference with.
Okay.
And again, they can use also they can use artwork, or they could maybe create some type of social media campaign to raise awareness for ocean life, for example, and pollution of our oceans. So it's very regionalized. It's very community driven and very driven by the students and their passions. Because over the years, again, I've been in education for over 25 years, and I feel like the biggest thing in education and getting young people involved in service learning and things like that is you need to find something they're passionate about.
So let me go talk about how it works. So basically, you would guide the schools on how to set this club up. Is that you're going to give them information, guidelines on how to do it? Basically, that's how you do. And then it's a club. The kids, I would assume they go to the facility, where the school is, and they would meet after school. There would be an adult teacher or somebody who is going to run it. Is that correct? Is that
Yes.
how it all works?
Yes, and so it can be run by a teacher, or it can be run by somebody who has a local nonprofit or some community-based organization, as long as it's an adult. And then they decide how often they'd like to meet. So they can meet once a month, they can meet once a week, they can meet twice a week. It's kind of up to the needs of the community and the students, and how often they can meet. And what I'm going to do is right now we are having people sign up, and you can go to globallighthousestudios.org to register. And once I have all the registrations in, I'm hoping to close the registration August 31st, which is coming up here soon. But then I'm going to have a meeting with all the schools that have signed up just so that we can all start on the same page and I can understand all the different schools and what their interests lie, or how many students they think they will have participate. And then I'm going to be kind of a guide on the side. So I'll be there all year long. I haven't quite decided, depending on how many groups sign up, but we'll probably meet at least once a month just to have a check-in and see how it's going, if they need anything, if they'd like any guidance, if the students want to meet with me. And so I'm just really excited about this because it'll also be able to be a direct pathway to any of the free programming that I offer that the students can also initiate as well as the service learning component. So this way
Okay.
it has a pipeline to be able to get to the students and share with them some of the work that, maybe their teacher that's in the school is not directly giving them the information.
Okay. So, do you envision it? You call it a club. Is it a club where you would have elect leadership? There would be one of the children would be like in Rotary, like could be a president and a treasurer and whatever else. Is that how you envision it? That would be
Yes.
part of that club? Okay.
Yes, so I also have a GLS student leadership board that I'm putting together as well, which is again open to everyone. Again, I'm kind of focusing on middle and high school just because I'm envisioning it like they are the leaders in the community. Eventually, I would like to have an elementary component, but right now I'm focused on middle and high school. But that's also something that anybody can sign up for. You don't need to, you just need to be a student. And you can also find that information on our website. But we're looking for leadership all around the world in different capacities, depending on your availability. So maybe you just want to be an ambassador. Maybe you just want to learn about GLS. Maybe you want to be in charge of social media. Maybe you want to be in charge of running creativity projects, like ideas. Maybe you're an idea person and you love art and you have like all these ideas. I want to do something with fashion, or I want. So there's all different types of leadership abilities. So if, for example, you don't have somebody in your community that can run this GLS Changemakers Club, you can get involved individually by just applying to be on our GLS student board. And so I'm really excited about that because, again, I love empowering young people and giving them a voice. And, it's open to anyone who would like to apply. So there's no restrictions except that you just need to be a middle or high school student.
Okay. So, so you listed on some of your promotion for this that it covers storytelling. You listed global collaborations, and also service innovations. Um, uh, we're global organizations, so I'm interested in the global collaboration. So you're seeing this not only working in the local community, but possibly working on a global level.
Yes, absolutely. I always think global because that's in the name, right? Global Lighthouse
Yeah.
Studios. And so the way I'm envisioning it is having these, whoever it is that's in charge of the group. I'm having like once a month to have us all meet together so we can see like what's working and what's not working. So, for example, somebody who's here in the US, it's working with somebody in Abu Dhabi, but we can meet once a month as the leaders of the GLS Changemakers Club to tell us like some ideas of things that are working with their club, and that global collaboration piece. I'm always all for voices in the room, and I love hearing from other people from other places and things that are working and not working, and just a place for us to come together and meet. And I think getting the Rotary involved would be a wonderful idea,
I do.
just
I agree.
because I think what a great way to again have that service learning component that's important. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. I know here in the U.S., the the students that are in high school have to have community service hours. That's part of their school. And I know it's that way in other places as well. So why not make it fun and exciting and innovative and make it something the students are passionate about, right? And so I'm happy to be able to provide certification for those schools and those students and be able to, say that they put in a certain amount of community service hours for this. And so I'm excited about it because to me, I like developing things with students because they have much better ideas than I do. So I'm excited about this component because it's really putting it into the hands of the young people who are going to be doing the project. And so I love learning from them and learning about different places in the world. But I think if we could put this idea out there to the Rotary, I think that would be a great place to start. Just because we can make it more collaborative. We can make it a GLS Changemakers Club, but have Rotary be kind of like a sponsorship, if you will, just to help us get the word out. That would be wonderful.
And we would be glad to do that. And let me just give you a little plug for the club again. So we're the Rotary Club of World Disability Advocacy. We've actually been around for about 5 years. And we're at this point in more than 40 different countries, and with about 90 members. We focus on human rights for people with and individuals with disabilities. I'm going to, if I do this correctly, bring up the email. There we go. So people can write to us, and we were glad to promote what you're doing. We're one of our focuses is on education, so what you're doing fits right in. And so let me just ask you this then: disabilities. Have you given thought to? I know that's important to you. It's important to us, and you have you given thought how we can make sure these classes are inclusive?
Oh,
Or
absolutely.
the
I mean,
clubs, the club. I'm sorry, the club is inclusive. Yeah.
yes, absolutely. I mean, it's open to everyone. And so arts and music is for everyone. I would be willing to work with, the whoever the adult is and running the club, if they have somebody who would be able to help support on the ground. But it's open to everyone. So, uh, you know, anyone can join. I mean,
And
we,
it's certainly no. I mean, you're looking at public or private schools, either one, right?
right, public, private schools, community groups, really just anyone who wants to be involved. And like I said, if there are students that don't necessarily have somebody that is in their community that's able to run this type of club, then they can just apply to be part of the GLS student board, and we can get them involved in that way.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah,
Uh, um, so there is no reason why when we say any school, it could be a school for the blind or that kind of a school
absolutely.
also. I mean, deaf, whatever. It's open. There's no reason why it couldn't be included in this kind of program. I love it. I really do love it. I think anything you can add to current education and after school programs are really important to that kind of thing. I think I'm really supportive. Can you tell us again, again, how we're going to reach you? What is your website? How can they write to you also?
Yes, so you can visit our website, globallighthousestudios.org. It's all one word. Or you can also reach me at globallighthousestudios@gmail.com. So
Super.
either way, but the simplest way is probably either to go to the website and register, or you can email me, or I'm all over social media, so you can find me really anywhere. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, um, Instagram. So you can also reach me, of course, on LinkedIn. That's another way you can message me directly on LinkedIn. Just look for Donna Guerin.
Okay, good. as hokey as it is, I'm going to give you a round of applause because this is a
No,
wonderful
thank you.
program. I really like it a lot, and I hope it's successful and it covers all over the world. You have these clubs running. That would be a great thing. Again, if Rotary can help you, and I'm sure we can encourage other Rotary clubs to get involved in it too, we will. So, thank you, Donna. Much
Perfect. Thank you
appreciated.
so much. I enjoyed being here today.
All right, take care.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.